All right. Well, here's a little TikTok video about where whey protein came from. It's kind of funny, but I guess it's not disgusting. It's whatever. It's disgusting when you see the video and
Oh, there are things that are way more disgusting.
Whey.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's interesting to.
I mean,
to hear this
most things are disgusting, really, if you really get into like how it's made.
That's true.
Like,
let's see this video though here.
He wants to tell these unfortunate bodybuilding customers is why people are selling whey protein. They're selling whey protein because when you take milk and you convert it into cheese, as the cheese becomes solid, you have all this water that's left over, and you have to drain it out. That water has whey protein in it. And for many years, the dairy farmers couldn't figure out what to do with all of that whey. They would bury it in a landfill. They would pay people to take it away. And somebody found out a number of years ago that they could dehydrate it, put it in a tub, and put it on the shelf and say, this will build your muscles. And sadly, people believed it, and they buy it to this day. That's what it is. It's the junk of the cheese industry.
You know what's funny, though, about this guy? If you look at this guy's body, I bet you it's like...
He's not someone who's ever been in... I mean, maybe healthy, but not like, in shape, not muscular. And he's probably never... Like, that's the thing. When you actually go and you start building muscle, you know the difference it makes. It's not even just like in, while taking whey protein and versus not taking it, but it's just how your body feels. Like, one thing I've noted for years is the more that I lift, the more I just naturally crave like meat.
Right.
Like, so if I'm not lifting or anything, I don't know, my body just wants carbs and like,
do you even lift, bro?
Yummy food. Yeah. Do you even lift, bro? But then when you're lifting more, now it's like, fuck, give me a steak.
Yeah. I agree. I'll get, if I'm lifting more or whatever, I find that I get less cravings for like junky, sugary fucking shit. And even
your body's actively when your body's not broken down and trying to fix itself, everything that you crave is like carbs.
Yeah,
it's what chips do for you. It's what pizza does for you. It's just that dopamine hit of like, this is delicious and like this fast food. When your body is broken down and repairing, then it starts to crave the stuff that it needs to do that. It's whey protein is definitely good for that. It's not that like, I guess maybe to give this guy the benefit of the doubt is maybe he's making a position that some people, this guy just said, and you end up better off.
Yeah, that's Chris. What's up, Chris?
What was I saying? Some people will get into the whole like, you can overdo it. Like, it isn't a 1-to-1 where just the more protein you eat, the more muscle you build. You can only build so much muscle, whatever. Sure. So like, there's kind of like a limit to just make sure you get this much protein and then you're going to be fine, as long as you're above that and your training's well and your calories are good. But some people, especially the uninformed people, do kind of think that it's like, oh, you drink a protein shake, you build muscle.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I mean, that's not even how steroids work, but like, kind of like just how it's like you inject testosterone and you build muscle.
It kind of is.
It kind of is. You still have to do something, but
I know guys that didn't pick up much, didn't move much heavy stuff, and took steroids and got pretty good, and then stopped taking steroids, and so steroids are magic. Like, that's why they have a lot of takeaways. Namely. Oh, what? I can't. Oh, I want to, but I can't. Anyways, but this guy is saying about whey. It's funny that that's where whey came from. Like that.
Yeah, that's how you get it.
No, but it's funny though that it was basically a derivative of something else, and they were like, "What are we gonna do with this fucking junk that comes from this?" And they're like, "Oh shit, we're trying to get rid of this in landfills, but what if we dehydrate this shit and sell it to people?" I mean, sounds like a win-win. I mean, realistically, it's doing a good thing, and now it's getting rid of this byproduct that they had, and they were that was costing them money.
It does have a really good purpose. It is useful. Like, it does get you, it can get your protein up to where it needs to be if you are trying to build muscle. And it helps with dieting too, because when you have something like a protein shake, it's maybe 200 calories, but it's satiating.
Yeah.
It stops you from like going and eating that shitty food.
Yeah.
But Joe and Chris just made
you need 40 ounce
separate,
worth
very
of
good
sugar in Coke daily to break down into glucose, just for your brain to function. Now, I know these better choices than Coke. There's better choices in Coke, but nobody thinks of the role sugar plays.
If you really don't eat sugar, you'll die.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like,
it's the same with salt. People say, "Oh, I'm going to limit my sodium." No, you better fucking not. I mean, you can limit it.
I mean, you limit
better...
it because it's in so much stuff that we just eat normally.
But you better not take it away.
You're probably naturally getting way too much sodium, but you need it. You definitely need it, or you will die. But that's the thing. People think it's just bad. Sugar bad. Well, no, too much sugar bad.
Yeah.
Too little, you die.
Too much anything bad, really.
Yeah.
Chris is saying the biggest misnomer in health is they neglect to explain how much your blood type affects what you should eat.
It's not even just your blood type, like different body types.
Yeah, exactly.
Different goals, different.
There's all kinds. There's all kinds of things.
People have different conditions that.
But that's what we were talking about last week when we were talking about where I was saying like when you get into the weeds and we were talking about midwits, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where like instead of just saying okay, well, I'm going to eat healthy and I'm going to work out and, calories in, calories out and just leave it there. Well, you can get into the weeds.
You'll get results, especially like that's the thing. Like you'll just get results.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get the most optimal results.
Of course,
most people aren't looking for that. And then you get to a point, like if you're 100 pounds overweight, just eat less than you burn.
See,
it's
this
real
is
simple. And then you get down to a point and then you can start optimizing.
Yeah, this is what I would say. Like I would say if you're like 100 pounds overweight, get yourself down to the point where you're maybe 5 pounds overweight. Then really start worrying about optimizing. Like really then go, okay, now I'm going to try and really optimize what I'm eating. I'm going to look into things like my blood type or my metabolism, my actual.
And what Chris just said about the cholesterol thing, a lot of the more kind of newer studies are showing that kind of idea that cholesterol is bad is not real.
Right.
Like it's just not fake. Or it's just not like it's good for you, really. Like if you're getting it, especially from like eggs and bacon and stuff like that, like it's
no, not swanky, Chris. Art. No, it's not swank. My cousin's name's Chris too. If you are 100 pounds overweight, you got there with a fork. Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. That's what it is.
100%.
Just
sometimes a spoon if you're eating ice cream.
No, actually, you're right. It's probably more like a spoon.
A spoon.
It could be a spork.
Is shoveling.
Could be a spork.
If you're really going.
If you're really going for it, it could be a spork. Or fuck, maybe it's a ladle. Who knows? It's something. All right, I'm going to turn off the thing here so we can just chat a little bit more, not on the recording here.